What is a ghoul's favorite drink? Anything with booze in it. What's going on, YouTube? The clock has struck 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means we're inside of Cold Harbor, inside of the Hollow City, to go over what is in Zenil and the other golden vendors. Starting us off, we have some exceptionally Halloween-themed items. I don't know if this is new or if I've just never seen this before, but it's a bone circular sculpture. Then you've got a gruesome totem, a reach totem, a tree, a little bit of a twist on it, and then it's a woman, a totem, another type of totem, a tree, and another tree. You could definitely notice a trend here. What's interesting though is this tree is 5,000 and this tree is 35,000, and the only difference is this one's a little burnt and this one's got some leaves on it. Interesting dichotomy there as to the values. Now, obviously, these are very Halloween-themed items, so this is really going to come down to, do you want to have some Halloween-themed items for yourself to enter into some contests and whatnot? It's really hard to gauge the value of these items because of that. I will say, though, if you consider the green little fog below these trees, and that kind of undertone of them, I definitely could see a little bit of value for these. Especially with the 5,000 one, but it's always so hard to say with these types of furnishings because they are so seasonal. And before we jump into this next golden vendor, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. I'm trying to think of something fun to do for that milestone when we reach it. So if you have ideas, let me know in the comments below. But we're inside of Cyrodiil to talk about the next vendor. And starting us off, we have Banny. When you taunt a nearby enemy, you tether to them for 15 seconds, and as long as you remain within 8 meters of them, just doing some quick math here, it's like around 18 feet, 17 feet. You apply major maim to your enemy, reducing their damage done, and you gain major vitality, increasing your healing received. So I've consulted the experts on Google, which is the tank club for these types of things, and he gives this a 2.5 out of 5 stars, and he says that this is a set that can be used by main tanks in any situation where incoming damage is very high, and you want to reduce the incoming damage and boost your self-healing. It goes on to greater detail as to some scenarios where this might come up, but I will link to the Tank Club in the description below because he's probably the go-to resource when these things come up. A set, though, that I am very familiar with because I own this is Moon Hunter. Now, Moon Hunter, in my opinion, is a great set. I think that overall, if you're looking for a really good proc set, to give yourself 547 weapon and spell damage for decent uptime, great uptime even. This is just a great set to go with. You can use this on Nightblades. I used this on a Sorcerer at one point. You can really start to weave some interesting things in, and 547 weapon and spell damage is a considerable amount. This is definitely going to be a more PvP-esque set, and is really going to be used in your poison, alchemy type builds, but there's definitely a good place for it in the meta. Next up, we have the set of the Withered Hand, which has a great utility in the game, but its utility is not using the set. Probably confused, this set drops from the Alakir Desert, so you could sell this if you wanted to. It's an overland set. However, its biggest utility is you get it from the Desert Anchors, and you deconstruct it, level up your jewelry crafting, get your grains and whatnot. You're not really going to use this set. That's its big priority and its big usage in the game. Probably one of the most deconstructed sets in the game, unfortunately. Next is Spinners, which is one of my favorite sets. However, there's some caveats to that. It comes from Albator, so it's an overland set. You could sell it if you so chose to. It gives you a lot of Magicka, weapon and spell, and offensive penetration. Where I suggest this, though, is actually if you're interested in your no-proc Cyrodiil campaigns, or any time that ZeniMax releases, changes things around to where certain modes, certain campaigns, certain areas, don't have proc sets. This is just a great set to go with. However, it's been in the game so long, you could probably buy it cheaper than 150,000 gold or 300,000 gold on console. This could be a significantly better pickup on PC, but it's just something to consider. If you're looking to get into those types of, PvP campaigns, Spinners is just a great set to do it because there's no procs. So when you do a no proc campaign, you could use this set because there's no proc to it, and it's really good for your PvP skill lines. Next up, we have Grothdar, this shoulder, which is important because shoulders usually drop with you spending your Undaunted keys. When you deal damage to an enemy within 8 meters of you, you have a 10% chance to create a lava pool that swirls around you, dealing some flame damage to all enemies in that same radius. Every 1 second for 5 seconds. It's going to occur every 10 seconds. What's interesting to note, though, is that this can actually be amplified by different types of sets, such as Elfbane, other fire type-esque sets. This, I believe, sees a lot of utilization on like PvP mag DKs who really love all their little flamey boy damage and whatnot. So I definitely see that as being the primary utilization for this set. It has fallen off. Its DPS numbers were pretty good for PvE, but it just doesn't compare against things even like Zons. And some people don't even use Zons anymore. So when you kind of don't reach that upper echelons of PvE damage, you're not going to really see a whole lot of utilization, unfortunately. So that's where it kind of goes. It's from the Vaults of Madness too, so it's been out a long time, unfortunately. But overall, if you're looking for a PvP mag DK setup or Stam DK, this could be a good setup for you. Here we have another interesting utilization set. When you take damage, you have a 50% chance to summon a Shadow Orb for 10 seconds that increases the physical and spell resistance of you and your group members within 8 meters by 3,069. Decent support set, limited utilization, and the Tank Club actually gives us a 3 out of 5, but I would encourage you to read his article on it below. So I'm going to link to him down below because he's a great resource, especially for someone like me who really doesn't play a whole lot of support roles, and it makes it easier when you're doing research to make sure that you're given up-to-date information on where sets are and aren't being used, to be able to look at other ESO content creators, especially when his stuff is written down. I know a lot of you guys really prefer written media. I unfortunately am illiterate, so I can't write things as easily down for you, but I can make sure that you know where to find good information. But dear friends, that's going to wrap up the video. What did you think? Are you going to be buying any Halloween-esque items, or are your Halloween competitions already over and done with, or are they occurring this weekend because this is the weekend of Halloween? Let me know in the comments below because we are still doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is make sure that you've liked the videos that were released this month. Make sure that you are still subscribed. 42% of you are subscribed. This is a great number. And I could only ask us to try to push for 43, but I'm actually really happy we're double YouTube's average. And the third thing is a random word be flashed upon the video throughout the month. That word has been put on a video. If you're the first person to notice it and comment it below, you will win. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
Better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
So this is a really dumb, funny story. I'm just going to tell it to you guys because it's Friday. And it kind of goes with my intrusive thoughts that sometimes I have as an ESO, just in general, a content creator. So I was scrolling through Facebook looking at sports stuff because that's really what I use Facebook for, is to see, like Liverpool, and Premier League news, Champions League news, etc. And there was a comment there that I just wholeheartedly disagreed with on a post about, Liverpool. And I noticed that, like, next to them, it said, like, public figure. And I clicked on it, and I'm like, this person has, like, a couple thousand followers, and this is what you could do to be a public figure? And then I was like, man, what if I opened a Patreon account, right? And then just labeled myself as model, but then I linked it to my ESO stuff. So I was like, guys, if you want some ESO additional content, it's over on the Patreon. And, there's just like, say, for example, 10, ESO posts and then, one tasteless foot photo. Is that enough to qualify me as a professional model? I leave that to you guys in the comments below. These are just the thoughts that I have throughout the workday. So thank you guys so much again. I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what yet, but it will be something, and I will see you there. Bye, guys.